The following program is sponsored by the Emerald Financial Group, which is solely responsible for its content. Securities offered through J.W. Cole Financial members, FINRA, SIPC. Investment advice offered through J.W. Cole Advisors. The Emerald Financial Group, J.W. Cole Financial, and J.W. Cole Advisors are unaffiliated entities. The opinions expressed by Jennette Vanderhorst should not be construed as specific investment, legal, or tax advice. All economic and performance information is historical and not indicative of future results. Investing may involve the risk of loss of principal. Any tax advice on this show is not intended to be used by any person for the purpose of avoiding U.S. federal or state tax penalties that may be imposed on such person, and each listener should seek advice from their tax advisor or legal counsel on topics that arise from the show. Jennette Vanderhorst is not providing legal or tax advice. Nothing should be construed as solicitation of an offer to buy securities.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hi, Sandra Torres with Plan Your Company, a business coaching and consulting firm that helps to fast-track business goals for entrepreneurs and business owners.
And Jennette Vanderhorst, I'm a wealth advisor with the Emerald Financial Group, helping to educate and empower our women to take control of their financial futures. Thank you for joining us today at Minding Your Business with Sandra and Jennette at twoboricuas.com,
providing mindful thoughts on life, love, and business. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Minding Your Business with Sandra and Jennette. We have a great show in store for you today. My name is Sandra. I am president of Plan Your Company. We are a business coaching and consulting firm, and we work with sales professionals and executives and entrepreneurs to really fast track those business goals. Jennette, I have my beautiful co-host, also known as Jay, if you guys see Minding Your Business with Sanjay, or Jayski, as she was known back in Spanish Harlem, New York. Jennette, you've been up to a lot this past week.
Yeah, I
past
know.
2 weeks.
I wasn't present for the last show, but fortunate enough to call in. Yeah, you know, here at the Emerald Financial Group, we've been minding our business by doing some housekeeping. So for those of you that are clients, friendly reminder, this is a good time to start looking at your legal documents, get your beneficiary designations in good order. You never know when life is going to present itself, and you want to make sure that you're prepared. If you have any questions regarding your accounts, maybe your account's suffering from daily market volatility, could be a good time to consider some repositioning. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at mindyourbiz@twoboricuas.com. But yeah, while I was up in New York, you know, it was an amazing, amazing journey. Totally promptu. Didn't get to do a lot of what I intended to do. Found myself going through a journey of self-discovery. So that was quite intense, to say the least.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the way that sounds, because I think all women need to do that if they haven't already.
Well,
and it's consistent anyway.
Yes, you know, so I have to give a quick shout out to a few women that were in my corner. Clarissa Ravello, Joan Rodriguez. Much love to you ladies. Just all the love and support that I received was completely overwhelming. Also, I met with Maggie Hernandez Knight. She is the author of The Magic of Succeeding, Baby Stepping Your Thoughts, Goals, and Life. She does a 3-hour Mariposa Mariposa Empowerment Workshop. And then she also works together with Rosanna Rodriguez, who is the founder and instructor of Yogeando in New York City. So if you ever find yourself in Washington Heights, just keep an eye out. I'll be posting a blog over the weekend, just sharing my experience, and then I'll give you details of how to communicate with these ladies. But it was amazing, completely amazing. It was good to be back home.
Yeah.
I got to all my old stomping grounds. I was supposed to go to the Puerto Rican festival.
I know, and you didn't go.
You know, I didn't go. I didn't go. But I did get to visit La Marqueta on 116th Street, people, my old stomping grounds. For those of you that don't know, born and raised in Manhattan, New York City. I was actually born in Columbia Presbyterian Hospital on 168th Street in Washington Heights, but I spend most of my life in Spanish Harlem. So yeah, it was quite. I don't even have words to express the emotions that I went through.
It's almost like only people who knew who were there could could relate to those things.
Yeah, because I came home and tried to explain, all that I had experienced, and it was just too much to put in words.
Life is an individual journey.
It absolutely is. It's terrifying and beautiful all at the same time. So if you're into that whole butterfly transformation, definitely a workshop that I would highly recommend to anyone.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, Rosanna Rodriguez has the first fully bilingual yoga practice in Washington Heights. It's a 90-minute yoga session.
It's beautiful.
It's like the first hour she does yin yoga, and then the half hour that follows she does divine sleep meditation through yoga nidra.
Yeah. So yin yoga is very good because you kind of relax into your stretches and are very. You have no one but yourself. You have no one to face but yourself at those points.
I passed out. I mean, it was completely my first experience with yoga. Yeah. Totally loved it.
Yeah.
Completely addicted.
Yeah.
So again, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Came back a changed woman. Can't thank you enough.
That is so great. Yeah. So on that, I want to invite all of you to take part in our show. If you have a comment, please call in 888-565-1470. You could also join us on Facebook Live at Two Boricuas. It's Minding Your Business with Sandra and Jennette, but it's facebook.com/Two Boricuas. So definitely join us on there. Also on Instagram as well. We're on there. We always share our upcoming shows, and we would love to invite you to be on our show. If you're interested, you have a message to share, you got something meaningful. The show is about women's empowerment. It's about overall empowerment, but definitely women's empowerment. And then because we are two Boricuas, and, it's definitely on the Hispanic women empowerment. Why? Because I am a first generation. Jennette as well. We are Enyes when I'm going to introduce my first.
We'll bring in Denise
in a few
minutes.
But I want to go over kind of some of the things that we have coming up. We have some upcoming events. We have some save the dates for you guys. So July 18th will be our next United Women Professionals event. Please stay tuned, TBD for that. The location will be determined within the next couple days. We're also planning a United Latinas Hispanic Community Empowerment Expo. That's going to be out in September. If you would like to be a part of that, please reach out to us at mindyourbiz@twoboricuas.com. We want to encourage the Hispanic community, the bilingual community, with new skill sets, man, to really to grow and to empower their businesses and their self-esteem.
And for us to really show support for one another.
For sure.
Because I don't think that happens enough.
It doesn't.
It's a great time to be a woman and to be a Latina woman.
Yeah.
So I think it's remarkable that you and I have been given an opportunity to have this platform to be a voice.
Yeah.
So please use us.
Welcome. Yeah.
Use us
want to hear your
as
voice.
your voice.
We are a platform for women's voices. So if you have a message to share that you are passionate about, please reach out to us because we are for it. If you have anything that that is worthwhile in sharing, we want you to be able to share it on our platform.
So we have a couple of things coming up on this show today, but I guess we want to talk about some news and events, right?
Yes, yeah. So
this has been a tough week for so many. When we start talking about very frustrating,
the word for it.
Very frustrating as mothers. Mm-hmm. As human beings.
Yeah.
What we've been experiencing and witnessing over the last week on the news regarding this change of policy, of federal policy.
Yeah.
In separation of immigrant families. It's just, it's devastating.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine my child being taken away from me. And
likewise.
So hearts, prayers, thoughts for some quick resolution and for families to be reunited. Our hearts definitely go out to you guys.
Yeah. It's really something that we can't fathom as women, how that would even end up going wrong that way. But now I want to introduce our first guest, which kind of mirrors onto kind of that topic itself. We have Denise Soler Cox with Project Enye. Denise is a Latina filmmaker and author of the book Own Your Enye. Denise is dedicated to helping individuals and organizations to transform the experience, culture, identity, and sense of belonging in each of us and in the workplace as well, which is a great topic, to be discussing right now. She's been featured been a featured speaker in places like Facebook, LinkedIn, Smithsonian Latino Center, Yale University, TEDx, VaynerMedia, Wellesley College, quite a few. It's pretty extensive. Her work with Project Enye has been featured on Forbes.com, NBC Latino, Telemundo, Univision, Fox News Latino, and so much more. We want to welcome Denise to our show right now. Denise, are you on?
Hi, Denise. Are you with us?
Yes.
Yay.
Yes, I am.
Thank you
How
for
are you
joining us.
guys? Thanks for inviting me. I love what I'm hearing, ladies. This sounds great.
Awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're so excited that you joined us today.
Yes.
Well, yeah, thanks so much for having me. I just love everything that you're saying. I love hearing about your trip to New York and your soul searching and yogando, everything. It's just, this is awesome. Nice job here.
I love it. I love it. So, yeah, Denise, tell us about Project Enye, which kind of mirrors with it's so relevant. I mean, it's been relevant for years.
Right.
But I think it's more relevant and such a great topic to touch upon today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I hear what you're saying. Like, it's been relevant. If you're an Enye, which basically means you're the American-born child of an immigrant from a Spanish-speaking country, it's been relevant, right? But, like, the news just makes it more and more relevant. So really, it all started in a bar in Miami. Honestly, about 20-something years ago, I was hanging out with my friends. We were sharing stories. We were laughing. We were crying. And honestly, I had this weird, like, aha moment. And I've never had anything happen to me before or since that was quite like it. And for me, it was this profound moment of connection that I had with my friends. There were about 10 of us. We were sharing stories. And I realized I wasn't alone. My experience growing up in the suburbs of Manhattan, I was born in Beth Israel. I went to church in the Church of the Good Neighbor in Spanish Harlem on 125th Street. And my parents moved from the Bronx to Westchester because it was just getting too dangerous for us to be there. And I shared a room with my two brothers. And if you're Latina, you know that that's like, there's a point where that's not okay anymore.
Yeah.
So my parents bought a house in Westchester, and I was raised there, and I never felt Puerto Rican enough for my Puerto Rican family. When I visited them, I was always a gringa, and I would get sunburned, and they always made fun of how light-skinned I was. And the thing is, they were probably just teasing me, but because I was also growing up in a place where there weren't that many Latinos, it was super hard because I was also, kind of ostracized and bullied just because I was Latina. And so I always felt caught between these two different worlds, and from a very young age didn't really know where I fit. And so when I'm 26 years old, I'm hanging out with my friends, and I realize, oh my God, like, I'm not alone. These people are saying they went through the same stuff. And seriously, to have believed that for so long, like, having this belief with when we believe things for a long time, like, it stops being what we believe and starts being just what's true, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't fit in. That's true. And then my friends made me realize that night, just through their storytelling, that I wasn't alone. And I could not believe how profoundly connected I felt to them, to myself, and also to a community of people that honestly I'd never met. And I was like, man, I need to make a movie about this. Everybody needs to know how this feels, to feel connected when they felt disconnected up until that point. Like, everyone deserves to know that feeling. So I decided I'm going to make a movie about it. And the thing is I had no experience making films. It was like before iPhones, before YouTube, before Google, before Googling how do you make a movie. And so there was nothing out there like that. And so, like I said, it was like over 20 years ago. And for 17 years, I pretty much, when anyone would ever say, if time or money wasn't an issue, what would you do? What would you really do with your life? Yeah. And I always knew what I wanted to do one day, someday. I just didn't know how. But honestly, underneath, I didn't believe that I was enough. even to figure out the how. Like, if I'm being totally honest, I didn't feel like my Spanish was good enough. I didn't feel like I knew all the books, all the culture, all the history. I felt like there's got to be somebody, a better candidate than me, that can tell the story, except for the only thing is, for 17 years, this is all I ever wanted to do. And so one day I just decided, you know what, I'm enough, and I'm going to do this. And I made one phone call, and that phone call led to a meeting, and that meeting led to a series of events, and basically a few years later, I had a film. And I've been on tour with that film now for about 2.5 years. And it's been like the most extraordinary professional and personal experience of my life. And the film is about exactly this, the stories of first-gen American-born Latinos, what they go through, the identity struggle, the belonging struggle. And what I found is, after interviewing literally 100 people, is that we are so similar in our experience. And whenever I'm with an Enya, I literally feel like I'm talking to a brother or a sister, because I know their pain, they know my pain, I know their joy, they know my joy. And there's something else that's possible when we all realize sincerely and just authentically that we're more alike than different.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it touches even here at our radio station, because this is a question that Sandra and I have been asking ourselves in hosting this show.
Especially
Are
as
we
two
enough?
Boricuas.
Right.
Yeah.
So we totally can relate. It's amazing that you've created such a movement.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, it's touching. I mean, I know for myself personally, I mentioned in a post on one of your posts that I too have been lost in translation, where people have said to me, "Oh, you know, if I'm in Spanish Harlem, or even if I'm in Puerto Rico, I'm the blanquita.
Yes. Yep.
I'm the white girl."
Yep.
And so I don't necessarily fit in that culture where my Spanish too Americanized, you know. And then here I'm sometimes too ethnic. So, you know, it's finding that happy balance. I mean, I've come to terms with who I am. I've had so many other struggles to have to get past, you know, but it totally can relate. I mean, I can go through a whole segment on just growing up Latina in New York.
And maybe we need to kind of do something like that and bring her back kind of a second time and really do a full show on that. But yeah, I mean, like, and as I was telling you, Denise, you know, it's the culture as first generations, you know, like passing down language and even in ourselves, where do we fit in, you know, and we're tossed and are kind of balanced between two cultures that mean so much to us, you know, especially with this immigrant status, because, you know, I think that applies and is such a good, like, avenue to bring in, because ultimately we all want the same things in life.
Absolutely.
We want to feel that connection to who we are and our essence, and feel proud of ourselves
and our heritage, our culture, what we grew up with at home.
Yeah, for sure. So
that just like brought me to tears. That was beautiful. I totally agree with you. And you know what? And I feel like we all deserve that, right? And so, like, the thing is, what happens with Enyas is that our parents are immigrants, and I know Puerto Ricans aren't technically immigrants, but we still kind of get clumped in the same spot, because we know, you know, our parents, you know, probably speak Spanish, or they always speak Spanish. It feels like two different, you know, we're raised in a home where Spanish is spoken, and the food, you know, of wherever our country, wherever they're from, that's cooked, and the music and the traditions are passed down. And then we have to relate and win, and, you know, in this world outside of our homes. And so what happens is that growing up, we literally pack all these weird feelings away, because there's like nobody talking about them. There's not really a context to talk about this. So we just like put it aside, right? And we like make good on the sacrifice that our parents made, you know? And we're like, we came here, you know, like the sacrifice that my parents made was from the Bronx to Westchester. We were like the only Puerto Rican family in the entire school district. And my parents literally had to borrow $3,000 to buy a $70,000 house. Like, that is going to make me cry, right? Like, it was all I could do to live there, right? So all I ever heard was, we sacrificed so much. Like, please just be successful, do well in school, make us proud, make the bigger collective family proud, right? That's all I ever heard, and I know that that's all you guys probably ever heard. So whenever we experience these feelings, we just pack them away. No, that's not important. I don't even know how to talk about it. I'm probably the only one that feels like that. And then all of a sudden people see the film, and it's like someone shook a Coke bottle and they opened it up. And it's like, all these feelings. And the thing is, we all deserve to move through them, because they get stuck. And then we feel like, God, I don't know why, but I don't feel like this imposter syndrome is rampant among men and women, but especially women in our community, in the Latino community, because we pack these away, and then we don't know why we are upset. We don't know why we can't self-advocate. We don't know why we feel like we don't deserve to be in certain spaces and places. But this is why, because we haven't had a chance to really look close. Like, I don't know what you were doing, Jennette, in New York, but it sounds like it was awesome and really, like, introspective. And like, we all deserve to take that time to look at these things so we can sort them out and, like, refile them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that we can feel powerful instead of disempowered, because we don't even know. It's like a blob of feelings that we just rather not deal with. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Denise, share with us and our listeners and viewers where they can see your film.
Yeah, so great question. Right, actually, if this would have happened any other time, I would have said the only way that you can see it is live. But that's not the case right now. We actually have the film online. People can watch it until Sunday night at midnight, and they can go to this website. It's enyatickets.com/replay. Enya Tickets, and it's spelled ENYE, tickets.com/replay. And they can watch it until Sunday night. So thanks for asking.
Well, I think that what we'll do is we'll also post it. We'll share it on our tuboricuas.com, guys, if you're interested in seeing her film. Completely moving, especially for those that feel the way that we feel. It's definitely something you want to see. So check out her website. We'll post it on our page. We'll show you how you can get to see the film over the weekend until this Sunday. And you can find that on our page again, tuboricuas.com. So what's next on Project Enya?
Well, what's next is some really awesome stuff is cooking. I had this amazing call with a very large company that everyone would recognize their name, but that I can't say right now. And, they're wanting to distribute this internationally. We also have a call with another really big name next week. So I would say between that, which is really nondescript, and working on our second film, we've been in production with our next film, which really dives into the Latino culture, and secrets is really the theme of that film. And so we're examining the taboo of secrets and how that affects the Latino community, for better or for worse.
That sounds amazing.
I love it.
Denise, we can't thank you enough for calling in. We can't thank you
guys.
enough. Sit tight. You're welcome to listen to the rest of the show.
Yeah, we want you to chime in. We have our next guest on just on women and our evolution.
Yes, letting our hair talk.
Letting our hair talk.
Graceful Grain with Susie Bennett.
Yes.
So Susie's a master colorist and hair cutting expert. And she's also a distributor for Monet.
Well, we are called Market Partners. We all have our own business, but we market the Monet brand, and it's a really fantastic product in itself. But when it comes to the gray and all the new trends going on with that gray hair, one thing that we want to bring up today is how we talked about this earlier. How we all tend to point out our flaws.
Yes. Should I do it or no? Don't do it.
Look, I'll show mine.
Yeah, look, you see?
So this is not about pointing out our flaws. This is about owning them.
Exactly. It's whether you want to embrace it or...
I earned those grays.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Their
You
wisdom.
earn it. But, what's happening now with the trend is the younger girls are doing the fashion color of gray.
Yeah.
It's called granny gray.
Yeah.
And, you know,
we
when
don't
you're-
like that.
Well, you know, when you're 25 or 18 or 30,
Okay.
it's great. You look wonderful. Oh, my God, that looks so great. It's cool and everything. But when you're 40 or 50 or 60 and you're like, hey, I could do that because I've got gray hair, we just look our age.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful. If you want to let your gray hair grow out, you can, but definitely need to talk to your hairstylist.
So how do
Okay.
you think I've been working out mine?
Well, I think you're working out yours good.
Yeah, but
good.
you look gorgeous.
Exactly.
It's growing in like good and evenly. I have like a
Exactly.
patch.
I
But
got
you
How many women have
embrace
patches?
your patch.
See,
I embrace my, what did you call it? My X-Men.
Yes,
exactly.
But you know
Rogue.
what's so funny? I actually just yesterday I posted it, for selfie day and in lieu of this show and graying gracefully. I received a message. Thank you, Marika. Much love to you. And she says, I hope you don't get offended, but you remind me of Rogue and X-Men, and I just started laughing. No
That's
offense.
awesome. I have several clients and they have a patch, just a patch, and it's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
When it's a little more spread out, people ask, are there different shades of gray? And there really aren't. There's two.
Yep.
One is the white silver, and the other one is more of a charcoal. Basically, all of the color changes. As soon as you start to see the white ones, you can rest assured you're starting to lose the warmth in your hair tone.
Gotcha.
So,
And just because we're running low, how does somebody get in contact with you? You're local to South Florida.
I am. I have a salon in Pompano Beach.
Okay.
And she's fabulous. She cut the layers of my hair, so I'm super, super happy.
I'm sure you can post the link to my phone number and my address. And if anybody has any questions, they can totally reach out to me about the gray color, hair cutting, and the Monet hair care brand, which
And tell
is
me
fabulous.
really quickly about Monet.
Monet, okay, we're about just under 4 years old. We're a naturally based anti-aging hair care line. It's really fabulous. It comes directly to your door, but you need to get with a market partner to get it.
Yep.
So you can't just go online and buy it.
Yeah.
So
You
that
need
means
to speak
Susie
to somebody.
Bennett is the
Yeah.
person you need to talk to if
You
you're
can call
interested.
me, or if you've had a friend who
Okay. And what's your hashtag, or how do they get you quickly? What's your phone number?
954-691-8681.
Awesome. All right, well, that kind of wraps up our show, guys. I wish we had more
thank
time.
you so much.
Like,
I
we still have
mean,
so much to talk about.
yeah,
It's
time
like-
goes by when you're having fun.
Yeah, if you'd like to be featured on our show, please reach out to us, mindyourbizat2boricuas.com. Follow us on our hashtags on Instagram at 2boricuas, on Facebook, facebook.com. Our page is 2boricuas. Or shoot us an email. Go to our site.
And for those of you that are interested, please post a picture showing us your graceful grain.
Yeah, we should do a hashtag,
Yes.
right? Like graceful grays.
Graceful
Post your
grays.
pic and graceful grays.
Yes, and tag Minding Your Business.
Yes.
Yes,
2 Boricuas.
2 Boricuas.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We wish we had more time. We are so grateful. Hope you're having a blessed day and a wonderful weekend, guys.
Fabulous weekend. What a great show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Sandra and Jennette and Minding Your Business with 2 Boricuas.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at 2 Boricuas. That's the number 2. If you'd like to give us some feedback or thoughts or be featured on our show, please email us at mindyourbiz@2boricuas.com. That's the number 2 and Boricuas with a C. Boricuas. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys.